Sometimes the properties of Flexbox could be very confusing, and sometimes trying to figure out how the Flexbox CSS properties of the parent container is affecting the Flex items of its children. So with this visualizing Flexbox application made using MAVO, you could visualize your CSS properties changes live as it's being displayed on the browser. So let me just walk you through how this is used. So let's add some flex items first of all, because we need those. Now let's see what happens when we change the values of the justify content property. So flex start, nothing happens because it's already aligned at the start. Flex center, I should have said flex end, then center, space between, space around, and space evenly. Now as you add flex items, you see that they stay on the same row and they start to get smaller. But if you want to have them remain the same size and move on to a different row, then we use the flex wrap. So select wrap, this is how it's changed. Now if you change the wrap reverse, it gets inverted. Let's leave it as wrap. Now for the flex direction, if you change it to row, it stays the same because it's already flowing in our row direction from left to right. Change to row reverse, it becomes inverted, where we start from the right and we go to the left. Column is vertical, but it's the order starts from up and then it goes down. So that's where you see 0 and then 3 at the bottom, and then it starts from 4 at the top and then 7 at the bottom. And if you change it to column reverse, it gets inverted. So it starts at the bottom and then we go upwards. Let's leave it as row for now. Now for the align items more focuses on the different rows. So if you were to see center, it align the rows in the center. Flex start is default. Flex end is at the bottom. Stretch and baseline. Let's keep it at center for now. And the align content more focuses on what is inside the rows. So if you were to see center, then all the flex items become truly centered inside the parent container. Flex start is default. Flex end, center, stretch, space between, space around, space evenly. Now if you want to delete flex items, all you need to do is just hover over that flex item and click on the trash icon. And that is how you delete the flex items. Now if you want to change the dimensions of the flex item, here's where you do it. You could just say 300 and you can see it just gets taller, and then width becomes fatter, right? Okay, so let's change it back to 100 because it's smaller and more manageable. Let's change this to flex start. Now the container dimensions, you could change the size of the parent container with the border of in this application it's this container with the blue border. So instead of 500, let's say 400 for the height, and for the width, let's say 500. And there we have it. Now for the gap, let me increase the width to 700. Or let's leave it as default. And for the gap, the first value changes if it's multiple rows, it changes the gap between each row. And for the second value, it changes the distance between, or the gap between each and every flex item. Like so. So this concludes the presentation or the demo for this application. I hope you find this very useful in your development. You could find the source code in the description of the video and try it out for yourself and let me know in the comments.